So now I want to maybe open up us a bit, because there's Donna. She's done all this great work at the Stratford Festival. Reputation is doing this. What is your relationship to artistic director, management? Is like, do they say to Donna, what do you think you would like to do next year or the year after that? Or how do you get, status is the wrong word, power is the wrong word,
No,
but how much is it become maybe collegial, or how much is still management and Donna?
You know what I don't think people really understand is how hard titles are to get. You know, this isn't just like I want this, therefore I get it. You know, we are an A+ house at say Stratford, and to some extent Shaw too. You know, it's not a small space. So there are rights that have to be obtained and held, and there are North American rights. So that maybe that title that we talk about is held for a New York show a year and a half from now. We don't know that. So honestly, the way I think what happens is there's titles that, that would be interesting, because there's not a lot of revivals. There just isn't. To be honest with you, I've done a lot, but there isn't a lot, and it has to be the right kind of show. So those titles are kind of out there anyway. And then sometimes when you come back to a season, and every season's a choice, you know, it's a choice for them if they want to have me back, and it's a choice for me to come back. It's never an automatic, that's going to happen. That's never been that way. It's always, you know, is this a good year? Like, is this a good time? And I've always thought, you know, to some extent, you know, break is good, you know, change is good, and Stratford needs someone new on that stage, and the audience needs someone new, and I need something. You know, everyone, that's healthy, you know, it's good. It was just that, and then over the years, and for some, you know, I did 2 in a couple of years because one of the theaters closed, and then there was a couple of titles that worked well in a cross casting. But all of those titles needed permission, you know. And Guys and Dolls was an interesting choice. That is a show I really wanted to do.
Okay, but I want to go.
Yeah.
I want to say a bit more on the power stuff, because I'm interested in how much. Power is the wrong word, but how much status has an artist of your stature starts to have in these organizations? In that, do you have any? Let's talk about budget. Do you have any say over the budget? If Stratford or Anthony says, "Okay, I want you to do Chicago," do they say, "Donna, you know"? Do they say, well, we think we have this kind of budget envelope for that. Will that work? Does that conversation ever happen? Or is it, Donna, Chicago, yes, here's the budget, figure it out?
Yeah, I think it's here's the budget. You know, I mean.
You never get to say, you know, if you added 7% to that budget, I could give you 20% more shows.
Of course we have those conversations, because, but we start somewhere. You know, this is a repertory theater. That I'm one of many shows.
Right.
And it is a big show. You know, it takes a lot of resources to do a big musical. We're running a big orchestra. There's other things that happen. We require a lot more crew. It's a big theater. You know, all of those things factor into your budget. What happens is they have an idea of what that budget, you know, of a main stage show. They know what I don't know, IATSE costs. You know, those are really clear costs of what it takes to do that. What does factor in is, you know, this is, you know, can a lot of times it's like, can we reuse the floor and do the floor this way? Because, you know, finding ways to save money. What I really like.
By the floor, you mean the floor that they put down?
Yeah, because we put a floor out for the musical that's bigger than the Tanya stage. What I do like about it is that we have a number, and then my designers, and keep in mind, I don't budget, so I don't know what things cost, right? So when they come back to me and they'll say, okay, do you really want this here because it's going to cost this? When I can then say, oh, no, I'd rather have this. So there is that dialogue. Right. But no, there's not like the zero store where you get to go and just keep adding your own zeros. Right. I mean, there's very much a tight budget there. Very much. And because
not to be crass or crude, but the musicals do earn Stratford more box office dollars, do they not?
I think so. I mean, it seems like it. I mean, remember, it's 1,850 seats. Yes. Maybe. I think so. When people come, sometimes. I mean,
so there is a case to be made.
I'm always worried about saying that out loud and people won't come. But
the box office being made by the musicals helped to support.
And by the way, it's expected. They need to budget seasons based on that big musical making box office. 100%. You know, that's practical. They absolutely. You know, it is a huge pressure. you want to get into the nitty gritty of it?
I do, yeah.
It's a huge amount of pressure
On
when
you,
do that
Donna.
main stage show. Yeah. Because a
I
lot
have
of
to
people
give them
depend
another
on
one
that.
this year.
Yes.